They haven't done anything. I don't think they've even gotten anybody.
Zach Wilson, that's it.
Well, yeah, okay, my bad.
The MILF hunter.
That's your
The
guy.
MILF hunter.
If you have a
Look, so
mother
that's-
in Miami, watch out. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Play-by-Play podcast. I'm here with Brian and I'm here with Alex. And today we're just going to go over some free agency. Obviously, we can't cover every single move that was made, but we're going to give our offseason rankings of who we think is the winner and who is the loser. Alex, would you like to kick us off with who you think your winner is of the offseason so far?
I mean, obviously, technically the offseason has only been about 24 hours old, but, you know, everything leading up to it, the official opening, I think the instant standout for me was the Denver Broncos. I see that the guys they signed, although not quantity, they signed quality, right?
Right.
Getting Huafunga from the 49ers fills a safety need, right? Just shores up that secondary with Surtain there. That's a scary, safety and cornerback there. Next, they signed Dre Greenlaw, again from the San Francisco 49ers. Just add to the defense that it was already good, right? And then you go after and you get probably the best available tight end in Evan Ingram for what I think is a steal. I think he got 2 years, like $16 million for a guy who was second in receptions the last couple of years with the Jaguars. And I think obviously that fits or that fills the hole that they needed. So I think they are a quiet but easy winner.
My winner, we're going to go into the trenches. My winner is going to be the Chicago Bears with Ben Johnson. I mean, for a multiple amount of years, the Bears have tried to sign skill player, try and get all these studs around their quarterback. Well, they couldn't protect the quarterback to save their life. I think they're in a really good spot now. Looks like they really shored up that offensive line. They still got good skill guys. I mean, they did lose. They're obviously not going to re-sign Keenan Allen. But you argue that Rome Odunze is probably not the same thing because Keenan Allen was unbelievable, but good enough. I'd say they're probably, maybe even using their pick to get someone like Omarion Hampton or Ashton Genty away from having an unbelievable offense, or going with defense because they need a little bit of that too. But they just hit what they needed the most. And with Ben Johnson coming from Detroit and having an unbelievable offensive line, you knew his shit wasn't going to work unless Caleb got protected. Now they have the people to protect Caleb. I think they're the winner in the offseason so far.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I think, picked two of the greatest, in my opinion, two of the greatest options. I'm going to go a little, I don't know if they're my necessarily one-on-one top one pick, but I really think it was important for the Raiders to get a quarterback. And I think we've seen teams that are great teams. They just never really go far with bad quarterbacks. Think of any team out there where you're like, they look good, except bad quarterback. And then what? 500 record for the season. So say what you want about Geno Smith. But he's a proven quarterback. He looks good. And he's been with Pete Carroll. So for me, I think just the comfortability, and it's going to make that transition from what they were last year to now you have a stability at quarterback, and you just signed Max Crosby to the extension. I really like what they did, and I don't think it's a sexy offseason so far for them, but I think you handled the position that's the most important on the field, and you got it figured out.
Geno just needs to figure out those red zone. But his red zone, if he does, he'll be a top tier quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, so that's why for me, like I said, it's not a sexy pick by any means,
Stabilizes it.
but it certainly makes
Something
it
unique.
it makes it look, instead of having Aiden O'Connell as your quarterback, as Pete Carroll trying to obviously bring the Raiders back to winning ways, to hey, we have a guy that we can trust, and we know how he can manage an offense and get us going. So that's for me the winners. But do you want to give us your losers now?
Yeah, I think instantly when I hear losers so far, obviously, like we said, it's early, so there are a lot of dominoes left to fall. But I'm going to go close to home. I'm going to go with Baltimore Ravens. I am not happy with the free agency at all. I think there are a lot of improvements that need to be made, but it just seems like we're kind of content with what we have, right? Re-signing Ronnie Stanley, to be fair, a steal compared to what other tackles are getting in free agency. 3 years, $60 million for an All-Pro. I'll take that. But other than that, re-signing Tylan Wallace today, who's a returner, fifth wide receiver on the roster. Re-signing Kyle Ricard, which is obviously it's nice for the offense, for the fluidity, I guess, of that run game. But I want to see a splash. I want to see the secondary addressed. I want to see defensive end help. And the only thing we're doing is releasing people. We let our corner walk. We just released Marcus Williams, who obviously didn't cut it in Baltimore. I wish we would have saw more. I do like the DeAndre Hopkins signing. I think that's a good piece, but that is nothing to really. Yep, that's it. That's all we need to do. I don't think that's it. So I'm gonna say the Baltimore Ravens pretty disappointed so far.
Yeah, I think my biggest loser is kind of a tie. My first loser, Dallas Cowboys. They can't do anything. It's been like
Since Greg Hardy in 2018
for more than $6 million
to a new player. To a new player, yeah.
So that's unbelievable. And then I'm also going to go with that kind of 1A, 1B. I'm going to go Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything. I don't think they've even gotten anybody.
Zach Wilson, that's it.
Well, yeah, okay, my bad.
The MILF Hunter.
that's your
The
guy.
MILF Hunter.
Miami too.
Yeah.
That's too.
Zach Milson.
Oh my god. You're right. Actually, never mind.
If you have a
But so
mother in
that's-
Miami, watch out.
And I guess he's not even a good backup. But I guess you could be like, oh, you have the protection plan for hopefully not. But if something happens to Tua again, but they have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost one of their safeties, I believe, with him.
Javon Holland
Holland, yeah.
went to the Giants.
And they had a terrible team last year. You had to figure something out.
It's only getting worse.
Didn't figure anything out. That's it.
And you have Tyreek, pretty much leaning, depending on the day, he's leaning if he wants to leave, if he wants to stay. Just unstable, it
I
seems.
think he'll end up staying.
I think so
but-
too.
What to see?
Yeah. I think my two losers, I know we're supposed to pick one, but the guys that I'm kind of teetering with is one being the Atlanta Falcons. That's another team who I feel like was all right last year. I don't think they've gotten anybody. And I think their notable loss was they lost Grady Jarrett to free agency. So it's like I look at that team and you have a guy that's essentially going to be a rookie next year because he played 2-3 games or 4 maybe. I don't know how many Penix ended up getting, but it's like you're essentially going to play with a rookie quarterback.
Sorry to cut you off, but Grady Jarrett to the freaking Bears is
There
nice.
you go.
Just to add
That's
on top
another
of
addition.
your winners.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just don't want
And
to.
in a division where you got the freaking two-headed monster in Detroit. So there you go. Another W for the Bears.
That's good.
But yeah, it's just a situation in Atlanta where it's like you're paying a quarterback cheap right now. Obviously, they have the Kirk Cousins situation. Sure. But that team needs a lot. That team still needs more. So I just don't love what I'm seeing. And my other pick would have been the Cowboys because, as our friends love to say, they are just so unserious.
Yeah.
They do.
Well,
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is going all in. He said he was going all in.
I mean, what are we doing?
He signed the best return in the NFL.
You do what? You
Drew
draft
signed the best return in the NFL.
You draft people, and then you're just when it comes down to free agency, you're filling spots. Well, no shit. But you also try to make your team better. I don't think they've done any moves to improve their team. And again, you just lost an 1,000-yard rusher to the Panthers of all teams. I mean, what are we
Talk
doing?
about a weird decision from Rico too.
It's good money.
Shit on the Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers might be good mess. Not good. I mean, they're in a.
I think they'll be better than the Saints.
they're in a weird division. Well,
Fair.
the Saints are also like 40 mil
Cap
above
well.
the cap.
And just as you were speaking, I was just fact checking. The Falcons have not signed a free agent so far.
There you go. They're literally by default getting worse.
And you know what sucks is like they have good key players,
Yeah.
and you'd argue in that division, they're just like a piece or two away.
It's open.
Certainly up in the air.
Yeah.
Same with the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could argue that that's a good place.
Panthers are making moves though. Panthers are making moves. Bucks are kind of quiet. They did re-sign Chris Godwin, so they're doing okay. Obviously, the Saints. I think they the biggest thing they did is they gave an extension to Chase Young.
But that was just for contract work.
Yeah. But I think that's like the only notable thing that they've done so far this offseason. So that division is wide open. You would think they would push more, but maybe it just players just don't want to go to Atlanta. Maybe I don't know.
I maybe it's the quarterback uncertainty. I'm not too sure. I mean, you're paying, like you said, this is almost a premium time. You almost take advantage of the fact that you have a young quarterback. Like, look at Washington. They got Debo and
Laramie Tunsil.
well, yeah,
Just traded for Laramie Tunsil.
losers, by the way.
Ooh,
Texans got rid of your All-Pro.
All-Star King.
I don't like that for the Commanders either. I don't know. I don't like
You're
that.
paying him like 30 mil a year
No,
for a guy that had, I'm pretty sure, like,
30 pounds. It was like 30 something.
yeah, it was ridiculous. So
Well, yeah, but I was just like fucking around.
I think he just got lazy. I don't know. That's just me.
But like look at Washington. Quarterbacks on a rookie deal. Let's go get some guys.
Improving. Yeah.
Look at the 49ers with Brock. Quarterbacks on a rookie deal. Let's go get fucking studs. And you got to capitalize on that. And you're kind of handcuffed when you got, a guy. Yeah, your young quarterback's going to be starting, but your dad would pay him the backup. And a C amount of guaranteed money.
Well, I don't even think. Or is he seeking a trade?
They said they're not. I would think they would trade him, but they said they're not planning. They're not cutting him. So it's either you trade him to a team, a quarterback needy team like the Giants, like the Browns.
I'm looking
for a
at you,
year.
Steelers.
Right?
Yeah.
Or you just make him the most expensive backup in NFL history.
Well, so that's what I don't get, though, is like, if you cut him, they have a way to where they're only going to take a cap hit for the next 2 years. So that would still be 2 years of rookie money for Penix because he was drafted in the first round. I think you get 5.
Yeah, it's 4 with the team option at the end or player
And
option.
they're
at the
making a
end.
decent amount in the 5th year.
Yeah.
So I don't see what, just cut him, take the cap hit. It's worked out for teams, and they have guys. It's worked out.
Look at the Broncos.
Yeah,
look at the
look at them.
Broncos. Yeah.
Rookie.
I mean, that's what the Jets are doing too. Jets are eating almost $40 million for Aaron Rodgers this offseason because they cut him.
W Jets. I like the Fields deal. Call it crazy. I like
it's
it.
all right. I just
Gross.
the Jets aren't serious. In my opinion, the Jets aren't serious since they fired Robert Saleh.
That's fair.
I mean, by the way, also huge. I mean, I think 31 teams gave a call to Robert Saleh once he got fired.
Yeah.
The only team that wasn't calling was the Jets. And for him to go back to the 49ers, I think we're going to see a huge step up in that defense that was lackluster last year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, those are our winners and losers for the free agency so far. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment. If you have any opinions, throw them in the comment section. Let us know. Thanks.